Good morning, my dear children. Now, in the last class, hope all have read the lesson well. That is the Waltz Address, section 1 is over. We started section 2 and reached page 47, first paragraph. Now, we are going to continue. Now, can you remember what happened in section 1? Yes? Who is the main character in this? Yes? Rahul Dravid was invited by the Donald Bradman oration to give a speech on Sir Donald Bradman, the famous Australian cricketer, and he was very excited, he was very thankful because he was the first Indian to be called to talk about the famous cricketer in Australia. So he was in Australia, he was standing at the National War Memorial building. The National War Memorial, from the word war itself we can make out, children, that building was very important because they always honored the soldiers who gave up their lives to fight for their country. So as he was standing there, he also remembered all the soldiers who died, who gave up their lives, and also the famous people who worked for their country. Now he also said Australians and Indians had a common factor, that is cricket. They were all cricket fans. Yes, cricket was the common factor which linked or which joined Australians and Indians. And then one sentence he stayed in his mind about Don Bradman was that he said the finest athlete, not only he should have the skill, he should have the talent, but he should also be very modest, very humble, he should also have the courage, and he should also have the determination to fight, to play well for the country. And Dravid is saying that the Indian team has a lot of people, the team consists of people coming from different parts of India, from different religion, speaking different language, from different culture, from all classes of society. And he also gave another point, important point, that is nowadays people think that cricketers play only for money and for fame. Fame means they want to become famous. Sometimes they are also ambassadors for their country when they go to other countries to play. Yes, the people think that they are also ambassadors, and he tells us that it is very difficult for them at the time because they have to think of winning the match and not about being an ambassador. Now we will continue. Page 47. We'll start from the beginning. Let me tell you one of my favorite stories from my under 19 days when the India under 19 team played a match against the New Zealand junior team. So he was remembering one thing, one incident which happened. We had two bowlers in the team. One from the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. He spoke only Hindi, which is usually a link language for players from all over India, ahead even of English. So they had one bowler from the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, and that bowler knew only Hindi. But he says Hindi is the language which is common among the people. It should have been all right except the other bowler came from Kerala in the deep south, and he spoke only the state's regional language, Malayalam. So another bowler was from Kerala and he knew only Malayalam. Now even that should have been okay as they were both bowlers and could bowl simultaneous spells. So even that language problem, they did not have any language problem among the team workers because both of them were good bowlers. Cricket was their main link between all these people. They were good bowlers and both of them could cast magic as they were playing. Yet in one game, they happened to come together at the crease. Crease means it is the white line on the ground showing the position of bowlers and batsmen. So when they came together, what happened there in the dressing room, we were in splits wondering how they were going to manage the business of a partnership, calling for runs or sharing the strike. Sharing the strike means taking turns during batting. Neither man could understand a word of what the other was saying, and they were batting together. Both of them were batting together, but they could not understand the language. One was a Malayali, the other was a North Indian. He knew only Hindi and this man knew only Malayalam. Yet both of them worked together. They were united and they were very good batsmen also and bowlers. This could only happen in this could only happen in Indian cricket, except that these two guys came up with a 100-run partnership. Their common language was cricket, and that worked out just fine because both of them were very much interested in the game and they very much wanted to win the game. They did not bother about their language at all. They had only one thing in common, that is their love for cricket. The everyday richness of Indian cricket lies there, not in the news you hear about million-dollar deals and television rights. The news about the money may well overpower all else, but along with it, our cricket is full of stories the outside world does not see. Nowadays, whenever people hear of cricketers, oh, that man, he is going to play for money, or he is going all around the world to different places, to different countries for sightseeing, for seeing the different places in the world. So they are not bothered about winning the match, they only want money. So that is the main thought of an Indian cricketer. The people think like that about the Indian cricketer. Now, like Bradman was the boy from Bowral, a stream of Indian cricketers now come from what you would call India's outback. So many people in the team came from different states, not only from different states, very interior of the state. Zahir Khan belongs to the Maharashtra heartland from a town that didn't even have one proper turf wicket. That is, he came from a very village area which did not have even a cricket ground to play. He could have been an instrumentation engineer but was drawn to cricket through TV and modeled his bowling by practicing in front of the mirror on his cupboard at home, and first bowled with a proper cricket ball at the age of 17. So it is about Zahir Khan now. He is coming from Maharashtra, from a very interior village in Maharashtra, and he studied to become an engineer, but finally he became a very good cricketer. He liked cricket. He was watching the cricket on the TV and he practiced bowling. How? By throwing the ball in front of the mirror on his cupboard at home, and at the age of 17 he was able to play with a real cricket ball. Nowadays you all play, isn't it? But in that time they did not have, especially in the village areas, they did not have proper instruments to play. One day, out of nowhere, a boy from a village in Gujarat turned up as India's fastest bowler. So another boy from a village in Gujarat came. He became one of India's fastest bowler. That is, his name was Munaf Patel. After Munaf Patel made his debut for India, the road from the nearest railway station to his village had to be improved because journalists and TV crews from the cities kept landing up there. So when this boy from a village in Gujarat turned up to become India's fastest bowler, after he made his debut for India, debut means the first appearance, after he played the first game for the first time, what happened now? He became very famous, and he lived in a village, and the road from the railway station to his village all improved. The roads were all tarred because why? The journalists the reporters, the journalists, the TV people, all came to his village. They came to his home, and that is why the roads in the villages became very much improved due to this one particular boy. In the picture you can see Virendra Sehwag, Zahir Khan and Gautam Gambhir, and down you can see Munaf Patel and also another man, Umesh Yadav. Now we are delighted that Umesh Yadav didn't become a policeman like he was planning to and turned to cricket instead. So Umesh Yadav wanted to become a policeman, but finally he also came back to cricket. He is the first cricketer from the Central Indian First Class team of Vidarbha to play the Test cricket. So he came from a place called Vidarbha in India. Virendra Sehwag, it shouldn't surprise you, belongs to the Wild West just outside Delhi. So another man, Virendra Sehwag, you are famous, you are famous with these people, isn't it? He had to be enrolled in a college which had a good cricket program and travelled 84 kilometers every day by bus to get to practice and matches. So what did he do? To become a very good sportsman, to become a very good cricketer, he joined a college which had a good cricket program, and every day he had to travel 84 kilometers by bus to go to practice and for the matches. Every player in this room wearing an India blazer has a story like this. You know what is a blazer, children? That is the sports jacket that they wear. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the heart and soul of Indian cricket. So Indian cricket consists of what? That is people. The team consists of the people from different parts of our country. They speak different language, they follow different cultures, and they are coming from different classes of society, but they are all united as one. So the lesson is over, children. B. Discuss these questions and share your answers in the class. What is the main point Dravid makes in this part of the speech? Yes, the main point in this part of the speech. Okay, we'll stop here, children. We'll continue the next class. Read the lesson.